we have both our guests today.
Okay.
Prasanna sir, can you just check your camera once? Can you just switch on the camera once?
So I'll be just back in a minute.
Yeah. Prasanna sir, can you hear me? So we are not able to hear you. Yeah. So we are not able to hear you. I think there's some error with the sound. So we can still hear you. I think so. You can just refresh your.
So the browser below the address bar, there will be an option allow microphone. Are you using Chrome browser, sir? So you can find one option, sir, there. Enable microphone option on the top. So can you log out and log in again, sir?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah.
A serene ambience to nurture your creative minds. State-of-the-art infrastructure to achieve the elevated learning curve. A library that is a beacon of answers and inspiration. Dedicated professionals as faculties. A family of senior students to guide you at any moment. Cozy and comforting residential quarters that lived among the Mother Nature. Studying at McGann's is an aspiring architect's dream come true. We are the McGann's OT School of Architecture.
Sanil, sir?
Yes, ma'am. We can start, ma'am.
Yes. To our respected guests, faculty, staff, and on I am on the on behalf of Meghalaya School of Architecture, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our very two prolific guests for today's webinar on the topic of career in architecture as a part of the career guidance program and NATA 2020. We are honored this afternoon by the presence of an architect, project manager, approved valuer, and the director of Studio 7 Architects, architect Sri Prasanna Kesavan. He has been practicing architecture design consultancy for more than a decade. He completed his undergraduate in architecture from the University of Madras and has specialized in project management from the National University of Singapore. He has been practicing architecture in Chennai from the year 2007. His prior works experience includes working with various high-scale projects based out of Singapore, Hong Kong, Cambodia, and Thailand. His field of expertise not only involves architecture consultancy, he is also well-versed with project management, interior design, urban design, valuation, and infrastructure planning. His key areas of specializations include affordable housing projects, advanced project management, design of commercial buildings, infrastructure engineering, precast construction technology, sustainable design methodology, green buildings, retail interior designing, special economic zone development, international procurement, business development, and project funding. So that's a long list. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Architect Sri Prasanna Kesavan. On behalf of Meggins Ooty School of Architecture, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here with you, all your friends. I hope this is going to be a very interactive and a useful session for all of you. So, yeah, we can. I think once the intro of the other guest is also over, or shall we start with us? And
you can proceed.
I can proceed. Okay, right, great. So we'll get started. Okay. So I thought this is going to be a very interactive session, though there is nothing like a very formal presentation or something that I'm having. So it is going to be a kind of a guidance for the young students who are aspiring to be architects and who are also looking at architecture as a profession for themselves. So let's start with the very basics. Okay. So a lot of you have this thought, like very vague thought, like, can I become an architect? So yes, you can become an architect. It's not a big thing. That if you are a science student and you're a maths and science student and if you're qualified and if you're having a qualified NATA score, then you can become an architect. So that is not that great thing that we are going to talk about. But can I become a successful architect? This is where the whole the game changer thing is happening. Like, how can you be a successful architect? You're just a regular architecture, just getting a degree in architecture, or how can you be a successful architect? So this is something we are going to talk today. So to become a successful architect, there are many triads or the qualities that one should have that we strongly feel. A lot of you will be having this set of qualities, and if you have these qualities that which I'm going to list out now, then you can be rest assured that you are in the right direction, that you have chosen the right field. The very first thing to start with is the right attitude. So attitude is the most important thing for any profession, not just architecture. But to be a successful architect, one should have the very right approach, a right attitude. So what is attitude? So basically, we call it in a very funny way. Okay, this guy is showing too much of an attitude. or probably he's having too much of hot-headed or the egoistic guy. A lot of ways and means that how we try to infer or try to interpret the term attitude. But for an architect, the way how, yeah, I think Jessica has put it straight away. The way how you carry yourself, carry ourselves, for example. So how do you present yourself to your client and to anyone? When they first meet you, you should set the tone that, okay, I met the right guy. For example, being an architect, you're going to design a house for a stranger that whom you're meeting him for the first time. For him, building a house is a lifetime goal. I mean, building a villa or could be a small villa, or could be a castle, or could be a interior decoration for just a 2 BHK apartment, whatever it is. But it is his lifetime goal, or he's heading towards his first of its kind engagement with a professional. So unless you have the right attitude, if the way you seem, the way you present yourself, and the way you speak, the way you show your body language, the way you dress, the way you address the other person on the other side. So everything becomes a part of the attitude. So if you have the right attitude, and if you have the right level of confidence when you talk to them, for example, if he's going to vest upon you, like say 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs or 1 crore of this hard-earned money for you to build this villa, so he's going to trust you. So first of all, you need to earn the trust. So to get this trust, unless you have the right attitude, you're not going to impress a client, you're not going to win a client, or you're not going to get a project. So having the right attitude is something as a very first thing. A lot of you students here, a lot of even the school students or the young architects, budding architects here, just keep this thing very simple. So have the right attitude. This is the first and foremost of to become a successful architect. If you don't have, you might be very skillful, knowledgeable. You can be a hardworking guy. You are a very honest guy. You have all the best in the world, everything. But if you don't have the right attitude, then you are a loser. So this is something, that's why I'm again and again insisting. The second thing is you should have a self-driven, a self-motivated approach. Being an architect, you cannot be like always be looking upon to somebody. The moment you have decided that you want to be an architect, you should be self-motivated. You should be self-driven. So you cannot be really hand-holding someone. Could be your always not. I'm not saying hand-holding is wrong or taking a mentorship is wrong, but you should have the confidence or the self-empathy or encouragement within you that you should be a self-driven and a self-motivated person. So this is very important. Otherwise, you will be losing your track. So right attitude, then a self-motivated, self-driven personality, and then third is individuality. You have a clear-cut individuality. You're not trying to copy somebody. You're not trying to replicate somebody else's success. You have to set your own path. You need to create your own path. So that is something which I would insist upon. Like the Rajinikanth's dialogue, "Ye vadi thani vadi." So that is the kind of approach that you should have. An architect, உங்களுக்கு அந்த approach இருக்குதுனாலே, then it is clear that you have an individuality. Then yes, you can be a successful architect. Then you should have this troubleshooting nature. You should be able to solve problems. You should be able to, solve the puzzles. So a typical troubleshooting nature is another very important trait that I would say. And then you should have an appreciation for arts and aesthetics. In general, being an architect, that you should have an appreciation for colors, you should have an appreciation for the nature, aesthetics. அந்த தமிழ்ல சொன்னோம்னா அந்த வந்து ஒரு ரசனைத்தன்மை இருக்கணும். ஒரு எதை பார்த்தாலும் ஒரு ரசிப்பு தன்மை, ரசிக்கணும். If you're watching a movie, that you should be able to encourage, you should be able to appreciate the beauty of the movie, and you should be able to enjoy the music. So you should be able to enjoy a painting, an art. So this is something which is very important, so that if you have all these traits within you, then you would in turn reflect all this into your profession in a very subtle way. So which is very, very important for being an architect. So architecture is about art and technology put together. So an appreciation for art has to be there, and the fundamentals of technology has to be deployed. So appreciation for art and aesthetics. The next one is having an eye for detail. So how do you learn from the things which you see around? You should be a good observer. Basically, you should be able to look at things around and should be able to learn. Basically, so this is how you draw inspiration. A lot of you would be taking concepts and inspirations when you do architecture exercises. For example, if you do a villa where you want to take inspiration, you want to do an organic architecture, so you try to have this principles of biomimicry and deriving from the mother nature's the beauty of the mother nature. So you try to get clues from the nature itself. So you need to be able to have the eye for detail and try to take things and inspiration. Get inspired is another important trait. The next important thing is being an entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is nothing but you should be able to run your own business. You can be a great architect, you can be a great artist, you will be able to give good works and deliver your best. But if you're not able to manage your company, if you're not able to manage the income and expenses, if you're not able to pay salaries to your staff, you're not going to be a successful architect. So entrepreneurship is very basic for not just architecture, but for most of the other thing. But for architect, entrepreneurship is very important. Before you sign a deal for a project, before you get a project, so all these qualities and traits comes from entrepreneurship, being a good entrepreneur. Leadership skills. The next one is leadership skills. Of course, entrepreneurship is different and leadership skills is different. So you should be able to inspire people. You should be able to communicate well. You should be able to teach your assistants. So some of you guys who are good in, having good leadership skills, good soft skills, able to have a good oratorical skills, you're able to orate to a crowd, you're able to convey an idea for a group of people seamlessly. So these are very important, like for an architect as well. You should be a good leader. So leadership skills is another important thing. And then appreciation for, since we also have aspiring architects here, students from school students are here. So if you're having a good appreciation for science, if you have the liking for physics, yes, a lot of fundamentals from physics is there within architecture. If you have an appreciation for maths, again, mathematics, arithmetics, measurements. So these are the basics of this building sciences for architecture. How do you quantify an area, or how do you arrive at an FSI? So a lot to do with mathematics. Architecture has a lot to do with physics. Architecture has a lot to do with chemistry, and also has a lot to do with biology. So almost all the fields of science and maths. So architecture, you should have an appreciation for all this. One who doesn't like physics, one who doesn't like mathematics can still do architecture, but we are talking about being a successful architect. So an appreciation for science, maths, physics. So this is another thing. But finally, I want to again reinstate that go-getter attitude. Come what may, we should be able to do it. We have signed this project and we are going to do it. So this is the kind of go-getter attitude. If you have that, if you think you possess that attitude, then you are the right candidate to become a successful architect. So I'll just list out this whole set of things again. Having the right attitude, number one, self-driven, self-motivated, having your own individuality, troubleshooting knowledge and experience, should have a liking for arts and aesthetics and nature, eye for detail, entrepreneurship, leadership skills, and appreciation for science, and then go-getter attitude. Come what may. So we have to finish it. So these are some of the traits to become a very successful architect. So I've told two things now. Becoming an architect is a simple thing. Becoming a successful architect. So some of you who are listening to this, watching me right now, you would feel that if you have these traits in you, then definitely you can be a good architect. So this is something which I wanted to share, that how to become a successful architect as such. So, and if I have to take a little more in detail, how is it being an architect? Then if you have done with your studies and one fine day you have been given the degree, then you have graduated, and then you have been called as an architect, you're professionally qualified, and then people start calling you an architect. And how is it then you start working as an architect? Then how is it going to be like? I just want to give just the tip of the iceberg. So being an architect, each day is different. So you take, for example, instead of, let's say you are not an architect, you have become a software engineer, or you have become a lawyer, or you have become a doctor, or you have become a businessman of some other field, whatever. So there is a big difference between all the other fields and being an architect. So architect is a very creative profession at the same time. So when you start working as an architect, each and every day is different. There is not going to be a scenario where it's going to be a boring day or a very a repetitive work. The work is definitely not going to be repetitive in nature. So each day is different, and each project is different. So each client is different. So every day and every hour is different. So that is something which would, as long as you like being an architect, so it is not going to be, definitely, you will be very thankful to God that you have become an architect, because each and every day, the challenges, the projects, the new clients that you are going to meet, the new problems you are going to solve, the new constraints that you are going to face. So all this will keep your life interesting. So that is something which I can assure you. Of course, like any other field, there will be ups and downs, even in architecture. But the beauty here is, not every day, no 2 days are the same. That is something which I can assure you. So that is something which is very important. So for example, let us take, I want to give you an example here. So let us take two successful personalities from Tamil Nadu itself. Let's take A.R. Rahman, and let's take Sundar Pichai. So both are very successful. Both of them are known across the globe. They have their own merits. So the beauty, so when I have to relate architecture to Sundar Pichai, I can say that, okay, Sundar Pichai has innovated a lot of new projects. He's a great team leader. He has the leadership qualities. He's a great team builder. He's a great innovator. And he has the eye for detail. And all these are traits with Sundar Pichai. But when you take A.R. Rahman, for example, the way how the architect works, something is the same thing what A.R. Rahman also is working. Every project is different for him. Every movie is different. Every album is different. So every time he loves his job, the way that he creates what he's presenting to the world is something which is his own creation. So you take the same role almost as A.R. Rahman. Like every time, every day is unique for you. That you make you keep your life interesting. Like in music, you have different types of music. You have Carnatic music, you have folk, and you have classical. You have so many Western. You have rock, pop, and jazz. You have many music types of musics. The same way in architecture also there are many types. So you have the classical architecture, neoclassical, modern, contemporary, brutalism, decon. You have many different style in architecture also. So இதுவும் அதுவும் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரே மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். You will literally will enjoy the way that your profession takes you. Every day is different. Every project is different. Every challenge is new. As long as you are good in what you're doing, it is never going to be boring. So that is something which an architect should know, that you will be enjoying your course of life. So that is something very challenging. Sometimes it will be challenging, but it is the thrill you will be enjoying. As long as you have the right skill and the right attitude, and no problem at all, you're going to sail through it comfortably. So this is something which is I wanted to tell you all, guys. This is not just to inspire you, but this is a fact that what I'm trying to tell you. So, and some architects are also made it big in life. Like say, for example, Ratan Tata. He's a qualified architect, actually. He worked as an architect in Los Angeles before he started getting into the Tata Group itself. So his father is also was an architect. So a lot of architects, in like Aishwarya Rai, she is an architect. So what I'm trying to say here is, just because you graduated as an architect, you are going to end up being an architect only. So you're going to, the avenues are going to open up for you. There is a whole bunch of things that you can do after getting a basic architecture qualification. A lot of people pursue landscape design. They become specialists in landscape design, landscape architect. A lot of people become product designers. There are, after finishing your BR, you can get into one of the IITs, IIT Mumbai or IIT Kanpur. You can earn a degree in product design. You can design products. You can design even automobiles, cars. A lot of architects are now, as we speak, a lot of great architects are into product design. Viscom is another aspect, visual communication, and you can do MDes from IITs, and you can do MDes from NID, National Institute of Design. So you can get into Viscom. You can even get into animation and multimedia. You can a lot of successful people are also getting into movies and photography, because architecture has a very strong connect with whatever I'm saying now. It is not like I finish architecture and then abruptly I go to a movie industry or a photography, but there is a lot of connectivity that we see through, that how when we do the course itself and how we take it up. For example, now most of you are watching Netflix these days, and we are all waiting for Jagame Tandiram from Dhanush on, I think, June 18th. So if you know, this particular movie is being produced by a banner called Why Not Studios. And Why Not Studios is nothing but it's owned by an architect, actually. And his name is architect Sashikant. He's a very successful architect. He runs a firm called Spacescape Studios. And Spacescape, in fact, they have done some of the greatest projects. And back in 2003, I was working with Sashi. So that is how I know that. So we have that connect. I still have the connection with him. So he is now completely into movies. Whereas Sashi's wife, Rajni, she's doing the running the architecture day-to-day business in Spacescape. So architects are successful in almost everything. As long as you are a good, successful architect, you can do a lot of things, actually. Even I'll tell you, I think after some time, I'll tell you what are all things I'm doing as well. So for you to understand. You can also become an interior designer. A lot of architects, you need not be completely into architecture. You like more of interiors, you can get into interior design. You can get into urban design. You only get into urban design and town planning. You can also get into regional planning. You can probably get a job in one of the public sector companies, and you can be a town planner. You can become a project manager. After you do architecture, you can do a master's in project management. As we speak now, I am a project manager as well. I did my project management from National University of Singapore, and I've been doing a lot of work as a project manager as well, apart from being an architect. So you can be whatever. You can be an entrepreneur, like I told you, like even Ratan Tata is an entrepreneur. You can get into construction management, like you have various institutes like NICMAR, which is specializing in construction management. You have a course in IIT Delhi, which is specializes in construction management, MTech construction management. You can get into conservation. You can get into organizations like INTAC. You can get into ASI. So the possibilities are endless. So okay, I'll just become an architect. What's wrong? Being a good architect is always a big thing. Compared to the entire list I told you, start your own practice and be a good architect. Try to gain experience from any other experienced architect. Try to gain some knowledge, and then you start your own studio and be a good architect. So that is something which you can do. You can also get into academics. If you have a passion to be a good academician, you can be getting into academics is nothing wrong. And you can guide institutions to run their day-to-day academics, and you can mentor them. Like right now, I am doing it for Chennai Academy of Architecture, CAD. I'm doing it for Midas. I'm doing it for Hindustan University. So I'm also planning to do for Megans. So getting into academics is also not it is a kind of inbuilt passion that every architect has. He wants to mentor a lot of good students, bright students. So the avenues of getting into various fields, there are a lot of avenues that post architecture. You can get into many things. Like I like to list it once again, like landscape, product designer, Viscom, animation, multimedia, interior design, urban design, town planning, project management, construction management, and conservation, and then academics, academician. So it could be in anything. So the avenues just open up. There is a friend of mine who is now working as a chief interface designer in Microsoft. He's an architect, qualified architect. There's another friend of mine who works for Pixar Animation Studio. He's an architect. So the architecture could be even a gateway course for many other aspirations. And architecture itself is a wonderful course, like I was telling you. So these are some of the things that I think I've taken almost like half an hour for this briefing. So these are some of the ideas that I want to share. And one more very important thing that I wanted to tell you guys to inspire you more on getting into architecture. See, architecture is the only field. Architects are the only breed or the field where we get associated with a client during their prosperity. What I mean to say is that when a client is in a very good state of his life, he is trying to build his house. Who is going to build his house when they are not in a good state of mind or in a good state of financial state? They are in the prosperity. They aspired, they dreamed of building a home, and they have saved all along. And then they are at the right stage where they want to build a house. They build the house, and you help them to build it. And the day when you go for the housewarming, and when you interact with all the visitors who come for the housewarming and their feedbacks, and the owners themselves are delighted. So on how that will be like, that's a great feeling, that what I'm talking about. So it is a prosperity. You are associating with someone on their prosperity. When they are growing, you're growing with them. This is in architecture. So when you take, for example, you let's say you become a lawyer, or let's say you become a doctor, or let's say you become an auditor. You are not associated with them in their prosperity. You are solving their misery. Basically, they are in a very a doctor is a much more. I would respect a doctor more than an architect for sure. But the point what I'm trying to tell you is, The doctor is helping to save someone during their misery period of life. They are suffering. They are undergoing a trouble, and they are helping them. Of course, they are doing a great job. But உங்களுக்குள்ள எப்படி இருக்கும், அந்த டாக்டருக்குள்ள அந்த ஃபீலிங் எப்படி இருக்கும்? Every day you see patients, every day you see cries, every day you see miseries, you see deaths, especially in COVID time. The doctors are going through so much of a trauma actually. Their mind is, one of the doctors even committed suicide in Delhi. ஸோ அவங்களுடைய லைஃப் ஸ்டைல் எப்படி இருக்கும்? They are doing a great job, பட் அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி இருக்கும் இன்டர்னலி, அவங்க மைண்ட் செட் எப்படி இருக்கும்? அந்த ஹாப்பினஸ் கோஷன்ட் பற்றி தான் நான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ தி ஆர்கிடெக்ட் இருக்கிற ஹாப்பினஸ் வந்து I don't think the doctors will have, but doctors, the service what they are doing is a very big thing. அது இல்லாமல் முடியாது. பட் ஆனால் அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி இருக்கும்? ஸோ ஐ எம் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் ஒன்லி யூ ஃபோக்ஸ் ஹூ ஆர் அஸ்பைரிங் டு பிகம் ஆர்கிடெக்ட். ஸோ நீங்கள் வந்து ஒருத்தவருக்கு வந்து வீடு கட்டி தரீங்க, அவருடைய ஒரு நல்ல ஸ்டேட் ஆஃப் மைண்ட்ல இருக்கிறாரு, அவர் வந்து ஒரு ஹாப்பினஸ் இதில் இருக்கும்போது நீங்கள் கட்டி தரீங்க, எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் ஹாப்பி. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் வாட் ஐம் டாக்கிங் அபவுட். வேர் as you are a lawyer, somebody is fighting a legal battle. He himself would have been in a very bad state of mind when he is dealing with you. You dealing him, solving his problem and getting a fees out of him. And what will be your internal state of mind? So that is what I'm talking about. So compared to a doctor or a lawyer or an auditor is again like another thing. Of course, you help them to save taxes and all that, but again, you're trying to give them a solution out of getting into troubles. But then architecture is not such thing. You cannot compare architecture with any of these fields, because architecture, nobody is going to build his house when he is in the very bad state of his life, or when he is financially down, or when he is sad, or when he is going through a divorce. He is not going to build a house, right? So this is what I am trying to tell you. So you're going to be associated with your client during the times of prosperity, and it's like the good happy times. That is what you will be enjoying in architecture. This is something which I wanted to very strongly tell. It is a different perspective that not many would have told you before. So architecture, doing architect practicing architecture, it's a very pleasant thing most of the time, as long as you get it right. I don't see a big challenge. So I would like to stop here and give it back to the panel, and then if time permits, and I will share a few more inspiring stories. Yeah, back to the panel.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for that excellent coverage on architecture as a career. Telling us, the audience, how the profession works with one's attitude and self-motivation, and those basic skill sets that are making up an architect as such. And finally, you told us how versatile, fascinating, and self-satisfying the field is through your simple language and explanation. Thank you so much, sir. Now, to the audience, we'll be playing a video on McGinn's Ooty School of Architecture and its campus life.
A warm welcome to Mr. N. Murli.
Hari sir, are we playing it?
1 minute, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
A warm welcome to Mr. N. Murali Kumar, Chairman of the McCann's Ooty School of Architecture. The first MOU under this new program will be signed with McCann's Ooty School of Architecture, which was started in 2008 under the chairmanship of Sri N. Murali Kumar. As the first step, STEP will support the teaching and learning in the first year of McCann's bachelor's program. A warm welcome to Mr. N. Murali Kumar, Chairman of the McCann's Ooty School of Architecture. The first MOU under this new program will be signed with McCann's Ooty School of Architecture, which was started in 2008 under the chairmanship of Sri N. Murali Kumar. As a first step, STEP will support the teaching and learning in the first year of McCann's bachelor's program in architecture.
The MOU will be signed by Dr. Vimal Patel and Shri Murali Kumaran. RTS congratulations to all of us.
McCann's has always focused on producing industry-ready professionals, starting with a 6 months to 1 year internship program as part of the Anna University curriculum. When it comes to students of final year's architectural thesis, our experienced faculties focus on educating the students on building bylaws, awareness of the account context, etc. Through this, we ensure that our graduates practice in architectural forms of good standards. We also have a finishing school in our campus that we consider as an important part of the LEAR course. We also work in collaboration with the Collectorate of Degrees on various street, art, and public space development projects, starting at the local level itself. We recently signed an MOU with SEP University and have started with the FSDS, Foundational Skills for Design Students program for the first year students, ensuring that we lay a very strong foundation at the base level. Thank you. in the FSCS program introduced in collaboration with CERT University, we teach students basic design and the technical skills through interactive exercises.
The teaching methodology we follow is showing students step-by-step the process of the video of the exercises and giving brief explanation of the same.
The exercise modules, which also involve working models, are formulated well in advance and are carefully sequenced to improve their quality of work.
We maintain a record of the feedback from students where they have responded positively to the course and found a significant improvement in their design abilities.
Hi, I'm Gautam Sunil and I'm from Trivandrum, Kerala, and I'm studying in McGill School of Architecture, Ooty. FSDS, Foundation Studio for Design Students. Well, FSDS came in like a surprise. Even though it was hectic and was not part of our academic syllabus, it has given us a foundation on drawing and concepts on how to visualize and understand shapes in different angles. I still remember our assemblage assignment in which we had a lot of fun and how we spent a lot of time just to get a new shape which we haven't seen yet. So I'm pretty sure that the time we spend for FSDS will be helpful throughout the 5 years of the other.
Generally, in architectural education, particularly in the higher semesters, portfolios are considered to be very important. But in first year, we prioritize on the process more than the end product.
After we came into the street of architecture, our perspective on seeing the basic things has changed as a result. We have developed originality, creativity, and skill. We understood architecture as a gateway to new dimension where we can create excellent things in a new manner. And then we learned about positive and negative space where imagination and creativity comes into play.
The exercises we have in first year primarily focus on three things: observation, exploration, and application. We expose students to these techniques that helps them in approaching architectural design subsequently.
In the first year, we also make sure all the students orient themselves to the scope of architect as architects. We incorporate theoretical concepts of architectural history into what explains like modern.
Also important in first year, we bring in concept of mathematics and architectural drawing, which is fundamental to the skill set required in future semesters.
In second year, we make sure the students undergo a smooth transition from basic design concepts into the architectural design specifically.
To be more sensitive towards spatial association with anthropometry, we undertake a human study that exposes the students to the impact of architectural design on human to settlement level.
Subjects like climatology help students to design spaces that incorporate the ideas of thermal comfort.
Also in this year, we introduced different techniques suitable for practical planning and construction of building projects in depth.
We felt a significant shift coming into the second year and exploring architectural design in detail. Our faculties ensure that we adapt well to the new concept we are exposed to.
We were taught various theoretical concepts such as thermal comfort, structural system, etc. that defined our design abilities.
Thank you, Hari sir. Now I would like to introduce to you all our next prominent guest, an advisory member, online partner and senior architect at Civil City Vijayawada, and an assistant professor at KL Deemed University School of Architecture, Andhra Pradesh, architect Bonda Kiran Kumar. He completed his bachelor's in architecture from SAR College of Architecture, Agiripalli, Krishna district in the year 2009. Further, in 2014, under UOM, he completed his MTech in Urban and Regional Planning from Institute of Development Studies, Mysore. He is a member in several professional bodies such as COA, ITPI, and IIA. He has also published quite a few research papers, participated in various conferences and workshops, and received honorable mention in IMUN 18 in the year 2020. Between the years 2014 and 2020, he has actively provided guidance to many thesis students. The projects that he had dealt with during his professional career include residential, institutional, and mostly interiors of these projects. We are very pleased to have architect Kiran here with us today to discuss on this topic. On behalf of McGinn's Ooty School of Architecture, I welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir. Hello, sir. You're not audible, sir. No, sir. We are not able to hear you.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I switch off my camera for a while such that there will be no interruption in the audio?
Can you please try, sir?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
I'm very pleased to be present at this event, and I should appreciate the McGinn School for their efforts in making the people aware of their people and in and around students and other people about the career options in architecture and all. And there were, I was little worried now because the architect Prasanna Kesavan sir covered almost all of the topics. Still, I want to add up some more points in base of career and all. Before going to detail out the career options and all, I want to say the little inputs for the students is that architecture, whenever we practice or whenever we go into the field, either as an designer or an architect or a professional or as a job holder in a government or private firm or as a site architect and all, it's like saying a different same story in a different ways for some scenarios. In some scenarios, it will be like saying a different story in a very understandable language. It's that the place where you learn or you get inspired, these all will help you in understanding the people to cope up with your knowledge in the architecture. It's like whenever other professionals will be there, like as a previous speaker also mentioned about the doctor and all, I want to say, take the same example. If a doctor is there, let him, he can see the progress by the comment actually, but he can't see the result actually. Means it should go with the different tests and all. But when we design something in architecture and all, it's a touchable, it's a physical form what we create. It's like giving birth from the mind onto the sight and all. You can feel, you can see, you can touch, and you can ask the people, and you can even experience the happiness of the people and all. That's what it creates. Architecture changes lives, but it could change in different levels. It varies from one category of work strata to other strata of work happens in and around you. Everything is architecture. I want to give you a very brief introduction of myself. How did I come into architecture and all? I was not having any idea about I was not interested so much in any courses when I was in +2. I accidentally wrote in Andhra Pradesh, then non-bifurcated Andhra Pradesh. I wrote in just for an attempt. I wrote an architecture state exam, and I was going with the engineering counseling for the state level. I couldn't get anything, but accidentally I passed into this course, and I got admitted into the course. I was part of it, and I don't know how without any interest itself, it drew lot of interest from me towards the course, but because there are ample branches where it never ends. Because now onwards, now if anyone asks me that how the architecture does this subject or the course will prevail forever and all, I used to give I will give you a very small answer that there are three basic needs for us, like food, clothing, and shelter. These are very basic needs. Until unless human need towards the shelter doesn't end, architecture never ends. And the wants of having shelter will never end. Same way, architecture career also doesn't end. And this, I can say that it's like a very diversified pathway towards the career and all. Like a few people could think like, I want a government job. There are so many government jobs in architecture too. Like CPWDV is there, like the Central Public Work Department will be there. In that you could, there are so many departments where architect is needed. Those who like desk work with very design work will be there, and those who don't want to take more risks and all, they can go with the government jobs also. Like post office is there. Army has, NDA has architect's role in it, and even military has, and even marine architecture it has. And whenever you go to governments or town planning side, there are some more openings are there. Means there are, whenever you try for an opportunity, there is always an opportunity to be grabbed in any way. At the same time with the entrepreneur, at the same time as a practicing architect under someone guidance, or to procure a job outside. You never get tension in doing, but before going or stepping outside into the field, you make sure that how determined you are towards the sector you are loving with. Means some people like when I was studying and all, I used to be very passionate about the teaching actually. Why I couldn't write some books? Because I used to see that the syllabus is so outdated. Means then also COE used to have very minimal rules towards the syllabus framing and all. There was no lot freedom in syllabus framing and all, especially then Andhra. there was just a lot of fixed information. We used to go with a very late information, which was like exhausted information and all. Then it was motivation towards for me that why can't I go in research side? The same way, there was never ending process in architecture until unless you get tired of doing it. Means there is, but one more thing is that you should have a keen eye in observing the things. Means it's like whenever you are walking towards a pathway, there will be every person will not take the same pathway in the same style how you take. You know yourself, at the same time you should study the others, how they are taking the path, how they are understanding it. Because whatever we create like an attributes, how the people are behaving in utilization of the things, you can use the same attributes when you go outside or start practicing. Means you should know the people and their responses towards the things and how they take to how emotionally they are bonded towards the architecture styles, like texture, like colors, everything, materials and all. I want to quote one more example, when we are visiting Indian Habitat Center. Yeah, I think everyone knew this. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Oh, sorry for the interruption. Actually, I'm staying in a remote area. That's why there was a problem in internet connection and all.
No problem, sir.
Okay. So it's like architecture is what we see, the same we create. And I want to just give you a brief about the little teaching methodologies what are happening. Previously, there was a chance for making mistakes such that people used to learn from mistakes and all. That okay, this is the methodology. If I follow, there could be some mistakes will happen. So I should take care for the next project and all. Because of many more factors here influencing architecture and all, there's a less time to make mistakes. And if you make mistakes, you are the absconded one. Means it's like you are running away from the what is happening exactly on the field and all, like architecture and all. It's like you should get updated with everything, like not doing mistakes, because the precision is more given importance actually on physical nature and all. That's why whenever we do and all, we should motivate ourselves actually every time, knowing about the knowledge about the new materials and all. Like I attended one conference near Coimbatore and all. There was one of the guests asked one question. It was all students were there, and even some more faculty members and some more practicing people were there. And the question is that what is the material of the is the material of the pyramids are natural material or artificial material and all. Many 99% of the people rose for the natural and all. I think hope everyone would have thought that it is completely a natural material and all. But I was the only person who rose hand for the artificial stone. That is, it was scientifically proved that pyramid was constructed with scientifically proved, but the acceptance is that doesn't matter. Acceptance is not there, but it was scientifically proved that the pyramid, the stone which is used in pyramid, can be artificially created with a very easy methodology and all. Means I felt so embarrassed that there were practicing architects, there were some more people who are intellectual than me, and there are many faculty are there, they are not even speaking out. And some more technologies are there. There are like using spears in the construction where earthquakes are more frequent and all. And even rollers they're using in the construction and all, near the basements and all, to bring down the vibration in the buildings and all. And even now, actually there was even in earthscapes are happening in architecture. Burma architecture, it is there. Whenever we are going and all, we are always concentrating on the things like Zaha Hadid and all, and even Santiago Calatrava and all. There are some more things are happening in and around. When we put the technologies to the simplest nature, your output will be the greater in performance and all. Whenever your technology is greater than you, then your creativity goes down. Your technology should always improvise your creativity. Means why I quoted example of Zaha Hadid building and all. For Zaha Hadid buildings and all, their firm has their own BIM architects actually to recreate the program of AutoCAD for their requirements according to the design and all. Means there is always a background is happening with the same way. Whenever you're creating there should be a lot of background work should be done in understanding and application and all. Okay, you try to learn smaller things at small pockets of the time. Finally, it becomes a bunch of knowledge and all. And career-wise, there are a lot of openings. Even for the young minds and all, I request young minds to come into teaching also. As one of the good career and all. Myself itself, I am in teaching field. I was in teaching field. I have a few former students who taught at IAAC in a Caratona Institute, product design and all. He studied there and we worked there. And there was an metal band was Preetham, SP Preetham, if you type in Spotify and all. He's an architect and he's completely into the music band, metal band. Like that, some people are working in Singapore University. One at Auckland also, one person is working. It's like they chose their own way in practicing architecture to understand. It's like an enlightenment because everything matters in architecture. It's like opens your Jnannetra, they say. It's like whenever you put your entire whole fully into the architecture and all, there will be a lot of options will be there but choose in your right way. Actually, there was nowhere mentioned in my CV and all. I am in I did my building construction management and all. I did my MSc psychology and even I am doing with the PhD and all. Means my profile itself has a little vibrant in nature and all. Because that is where it opens up for me and asks to understand architecture in a more better way. It's like, it's not only client satisfaction. Sometimes we'll make the people to like what we design, but we don't give them what they desire. We should be in a situation where we should be creating the things what people desire, and we should design in such a way that everyone will have their acceptance towards the things and all. At the same time, whenever you're choosing the architecture, post architecture and all, you should always be ready in choosing the exact electives. Whenever you choose the proper electives and all, your future will be automatically takes a proper path, and it will be a very nice motivational and directional also. That's why there are even COE also introduced many more electives and all. Please choose wisely. And as I'm going with this video of your school and all, they're putting very nice effort with the knowledge-based study and all. And in this regard, I'm very honored to be part of this, and I want to conclude this. If any more doubts are there, it's open. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for that excellent coverage on the career in architecture. It was a wonderful talk on what the profession is all about. Details starting from the basics to the specializations, and quoting on evolving technology from the works of renowned architects. That was a wonderful talk. Thank you so much. Now to the audience, we'll be playing the continuation of the video on McGinn's School of Architecture and the campus life. Over to you, Harisa.
College has always relied on all-round development for the students, making them realize their full potential as social beings. The college has a great resource in the Alumni Association and has been adding on to it with its great initiatives such as Alumni Meet, conferences, in-house publications, among others. This has brought about an active cultural glimpse of which can be seen in the organization of events and participation of students in these meetings.
In third year, there is a major shift towards the technical aspects of architectural design, where the students are more conscious about the structure and services by default, having in mind the practicality.
Subjects like building services helps students figure out operational challenges associated with build spaces.
This is also a time where we concentrate on developing the site planning skills of the students, with the project skills being relatively larger than the previous semesters.
When we started our third year architectural design, we were educated more on the practicality of building construction that goes hand in hand with the design process.
We took on large-scale projects such as housing development, office complexes, etc. that taught us the importance of site planning.
In the fourth year, we prepare the students to come up with more site contextual design, particularly in the urban context. This helps students to conceptualize design solutions at various levels of the built environment.
The students undertake an intensive data collection process in the site itself. A specificity that is chosen every year, and tools such as surveys, interviews, and photo documentations are employed in this process.
With this conceptual information, the students are able to design more efficiently and site-specific. The focus of creating more interactive spaces in their design.
This particular stint in architectural design also makes students aware about the scope and possibilities in the field of urban design as a career option in the future.
For our Urban Design Studio this year, we undertook a structured survey and data collection study of 9 peri-urban settlements in Coimbatore.
We surveyed streets, junctions, and neighborhoods and identified issues faced by the local people through interviews.
We compiled this data and came up with a creative design interventions to improve the quality of life of the community. Thesis is the culmination of knowledge acquired over the semesters, inculcated with the spirit of research in architecture.
We facilitate the students with a coherent line of independent thinking and let them express the very clear agendas for their own projects.
We offer the students an opportunity to experiment through the various tools and technologies of their own interest with the support of mentors.
Based on accepted norms with the consideration of social impact, which is well analyzed throughout the critical perspective, that would help strengthen their thesis process.
Our supervisors have guided us really well, regardless of the pandemic, and we feel really grateful to them.
Our thesis was when we got to explore and come up with innovative ideas and technological improvements, and supervisors motivated us to think outside the box.
We've been trying to innovate and improve architectural education through systematic integration of research and analysis in various stages of development. We have organized setting up of our own online platform and even tried including different applications to supplement the concept of information for students even during the lockdown. Now the design pedagogy also includes interactive systems and tries to improve their acumen in grasping and integrating social skills, communications and discussions. This has been always our attempt, and the SEP McKinsey Association is one of the many steps we
Thank you, Harisa. Now the forum is open for question and answers. The audience can turn on your mics or put your queries in the public chat box. The panelists will be clarifying your doubts and answering your questions. Over to the audience now.
I would request all the students to, even if you have any queries regarding architecture as a profession, or you have any doubts about NATA, we can share our professor's number, Professor Suryakanan's number. He can help you out with any questions or any doubts related to the NATA exam, or any details related to, you know, the way NATA happens, or the way NATA is kind of divided, and the kind of questions. And if you have any doubts related to the, you know, option of architecture as a profession in terms of articles or reading material, we can forward you the same. Do you have any questions? And you can always visit our website as well. You can have a look at the organization, the institution's works, its details. We also have an active Facebook page. You can have a look at it and you can see the activities which are happening. We also try to do this, you know, take part in terms of conducting more awareness campaigns and conduct more webinars, seminars. Nowadays it's more webinars than seminars. We are trying to get this to the maximum audience. So in case you want to log back in, you can log back in. You can have a look at the events, the list which is being updated there, and you can log in for future reference as well. And we would be having more speakers in the coming times. Sharanya ma'am, is Prasanna sir in the link? I am not able to find him in the link.
Just a moment.
And in case you are interested in getting a call back, you can give your mobile numbers in the public chat. You can type your mobile numbers or email IDs. In case you are interested in getting access to certain material, reading materials, or access to any content related to NATA, we can forward it to you. You can type your names and mobile numbers in the public chat.
So I think he logged out.
I think so, yeah. There's some, yeah. I hope the audience is able to note down and they are able to access the public chat and see the numbers which are already given, and the website link and the details. You can also go to our page and get an update of all the events and all the details that you've seen today. One reason that you could see that all the architectural education, as explained by the two speakers today, you would have easily seen that detail in the videos, the kind of works that are covered, the kind of details that are discussed, the kind of work that architects do, architecture students do, a lot of interaction, a lot of group work. So it's a very collaborative system of working. You would have seen that in the particular video, and we are hoping that you will be there in the upcoming webinars as well. You will be having more interactions with more architects from the field. In case you need to have a orientation towards it and you need to understand it more, we would be having some more webinars in the coming times. Ma'am, can we conclude?
Yes, sir. You may please proceed with the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So anyways, I first of all, I would thank all the attendees and all the participants of this particular session. I thank you all that you took time out and you attended this particular webinar. And I'm missing architect Prasanna Keshavan. But I thank our chief guest. Architect Prasanna Keshavan for gracing us with his presence on this special day. It would have been really wonderful if his issues, or yeah, I think he's logged back in. It would be good that we could see him and we could see the other speaker as well, Architect Kiran Kumar and Sharanya ma'am also. I would request the members of our staff also to switch on their cameras, because it will be a good moment to capture this particular webinar. So I would request all our faculty members, staff members and the audience also to switch on their camera and be present in this particular webinar. We are also taking this as a part of our documentation. Yeah. Kiran Kumar sir, can you switch on the camera?
It is taking some time, sir. Wait, trying to switch on.
Okay. Okay.
Sunil,
Yes, sir.
Prasanna is very much here. I think he's reloading it.
Yes, sir. I'm just waiting for him to join back, and then we can take
I
a.
just spoke to him. He said somehow he got logged out.
Okay. Okay.
I asked him to reload it or maybe refresh the.
Yes, sir. I think the other speaker is. I'm just expecting him to switch on the camera, because we'll take this as a documentation of our work for our records also, and then we can share it here. Thank you very much.
Yes, I could switch on the camera, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad that the cameras have worked at the right moment, that we could all be there as an audience and in attendance for this particular event. I'm hoping that Prasanna sir is able to log in, and then we can have a final. I would have expected some of the audience members also to switch on the camera, because it's a good opportune moment.
It's fine. Sunil, you go ahead and conclude.
Yes, I'll conclude, sir. So, yeah, I would thank our chief guest, Architect Prasanna Keshavan, for gracing us with his presence on this special day. He's a really busy man, and his commitments and his engagements have always been there. So, but it's a big honor for us that he's part of this occasion. I thank you, sir. We also thank our guest of honor, Architect B. Kiran Kumar, for taking time out of his busy schedules to be with us on this day and enlightening us. I thank you, Architect Kiran, for this wonderful, talk that you gave today. And I would, this event would not have been possible without the able guidance of our faculties, including the Dean, Principal, Professor Suryakannan and his team. We thank you all for your guidance. We also thank Professor Sharanya and Professor Jaipriya Gopinath and her team for organizing this event. And last but not the least, I would conclude with a special thanks to all the faculty, students and volunteers who are part of this event. I thank you all. I would again request that all of you can give in your details in the public chat and share your details for any further communication. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Infrastructure achieve the elevator learning. A library that is a beacon